Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger. I just finished watching a video, Roger Waters' YouTube channel. The Animals album has a new album mix release update. So Roger Waters announces that they remixed Animals a few years ago, and it's been sitting on a shelf because of a disagreement with David Gilmour. David Gilmour feels one way about it, Waters feels another way, and of course, David Gilmour always wins now. So, if you're a fan of Pink Floyd, you should go to Roger Waters' channel and watch this. He's been releasing videos. He's had a little bit of a YouTube presence. He sometimes he'll just talk about what's going on. He did a rant about David Gilmour not letting any of his content on the Pink Floyd official website, which was a great video. This one's really good too. Someone had written some extensive liner notes about the Animals album, how they made it, and Waters said he took those, went through them, and made some corrections. Well, Gilmour wasn't having it. He doesn't want them. He says the band should remain enigmatic. So the long and short of it is there's a new mix of Animals, and Roger Waters is releasing those liner notes. He released them. They're on his website. So if you're a fan of Pink Floyd and a fan of Roger Waters or the Animals album, you're going to want to go read those liner notes. This is the stuff I live for. Also, he is releasing his memoirs. And this is the top. You can't, is there a human being in the world releasing their memoir? Like, maybe Jesus, okay? If Jesus came back and was like, hey, that shit about me dying on the cross, that was all true, and it's all in this book, I'd be like, yeah, that I want to read that. But other than that, this Roger Waters guy, this is like, you don't get any higher on the totem pole for me. I love Roger Waters. I really do. So, I'm uploading 2 other videos today. There's a wrap up. We did our first remote music day of 2021. On Memorial Day, we went to the Forge. Our daughter showed up with our granddaughter, so we got to our granddaughter's first concert was us, and that was really it was so special of a day. She's adorable, and she wasn't. Babies they're crying, they're fussing, they're bleh, and they're drooling and throwing shit on the ground, bleh, and they throw it on the ground again. None of that. She is just an angel. Just all smiles, and her eyes just have this sense of wonder. She's so cute. And she loved the music. She was dancing. She's just 7 months, too. She had some type of toy shaped like a conductor wand. And she was waving that. But we had catastrophic failures, and it was spills and thrills and bad sound for half of the day, and then we got it worked out. But there's a field surgery video where I actually do a repair. That's I think it's just like a 4-minute video. Then there's the wrap up. So I will be editing some music. I gotta tell you, I'm scared to go look at the music folder, the videos that we shot. But there should be some uploads. Hopefully there will be. I'm still in recovery mode. I'm not going to be good for much. We found a Sony Bloggy, which is a little. It's almost like a pack of cigarettes cut in half. It's a thin little bar that's a HD video device that has good optics. So So this was $4. It had the battery, it had the memory card, which is a Pro Core Duo 2 Pro Memory Pro. It's some so if Sony could come up with their own alphabet and you'd have to buy their glasses to read it, they would. Sony loves proprietary stuff. Now this thing, there's a slider tab on it that you push and a USB connector comes out of it. And then it comes with a little USB extension cable. So I slid that out. Mind you, their USB cable works on it. My other normal USB extensions do not work on this device. So it's like, don't lose that cable. The little tiny one. So I plugged it in. It was hanging out of the front of my computer down there. And I could only, when it came up, I could only access the photographs. My wife had shot video of the cat. So I gave it to her. I'm like, this camera's for you. You know, it's perfect to keep in your purse. She can shoot the cat. And, you know, we could take it to family. Like, I was trying to get this thing to work before the graduation party. We left like 50 minutes late because playing around with this thing. So I could only access the photographs. So I grabbed the software and put that in. And of course, it's installing Sony Calendar Maker, Sony, you know, all of this stuff. It's going to make my computer boot up slower and hijack my system. And it gets to the end, it's like after setting up for a long time, and it says, Sony is now adjusting your video preferences. Oh, really? From putting this disc in, it read my mind and it knows what I prefer. Okay, so that goes on and goes on and goes on till the end of time, and it never stops adjusting the video preferences. It's just the little clocks dancing around for eternity. So I was like, you know what? You need to do this on your laptop. I don't want this shit on my system anyway. So here's the disc. We'll take it with to the party. Do it at the party where nobody's looking because she has a laptop. So she's like, that's rude. So we came home and played with it some more. And eventually, after like many hours of fucking with this thing, she turned it on. And when the power is on and it's USB to the computer, you don't need any software to access the movie files, which is all we were trying to do. We didn't care about Sony Calendar Maker or all the other crap that comes in the disc. So we've got that Bloggy and we used it. I did a wrap up after the remote in the parking lot right before we left, and it was like the sun was going down, and that video, it's not bad. For how much the sun was down, it's good. So I'm thrilled about getting that Sony Bloggy. They sell for $60 used. We paid $4 for ours. I've got a Core Duo. I've got 2 memory card readers coming from eBay China, which, man, a lot of that stuff doesn't show up. Like, they just don't send it. Do they send an empty package? Anyway, I've got a huge mental list of stuff. We also have a paper list. There's stuff that broke. There's that field surgery video. So I've got my work cut out for me. I will get some music edited from that remote, so you guys will get to check it out. Ultimately, we have a new amp board coming, since the one I had built into the new powered mixer did not pass signal, and that company is not responding to my emails with their warranty. So today I'm going to ask Gopti to start the process of filing a claim with the credit card company, because they always say how you're protected, because I want my $50 back. We bought this amp board and it doesn't pass audio, and they're just like tough titty, you know. So that's what's going on. I beat Valheim, the video game I was playing. It's a great game. You should buy it, but it's too hard. You have to mod it. I used the modification. I disabled structural integrity, and what that means is I had beat the game, and in that world I had built a giant base, huge, and it had 2 stories, which was really cool. So in this new save, I'm trying to do a speed run, and I also built a 3-story house. Well, it kept falling apart. You'd put it up and it would just collapse on itself because it was too big. It needed more support. And I just went and disabled the structural integrity in the mod and went ahead and built away. Well, further on, towards the end of that, my second game, the first game was like 500 in-game days. The second one was 45. I lost some of my stuff. So I went in to vanilla. And there's a thing you can do where you hit F5 and this console comes down and you can type in dev commands. Or it's I'm a cheater and you can just summon in resources. And I had lost some stuff. It was gone. So I was going to summon that in. Well, I did that, and I didn't realize when I went in vanilla, it didn't have that structural integrity shut off. So I was in my base when I summoned this shit in, and all of a sudden the whole place just caved in. So, such is life when you're trying to cheat. But yeah, I really do recommend. Valheim is a great video game. The thing about it is, I had tried to get a pirated copy. I played that pirated copy for a few weeks, and when I went to run the modifications on it, I could not make that happen. So I bought I gave Steam $20 for the game, and then the modifications run fine. So what I'm saying is, if you're interested in playing this game, you need to understand a couple of things. Number one, it's way too hard on its own. So you should get Valheim Plus. It's a modification. And you edit the config file. And that makes the game easier to play. It extends your stamina. You can play with everything in there. You can disable structural integrity, which is super cool. Okay, you guys, look for more content coming soon. Like I said, I'm in recovery mode here. It was a doozy. It was a doozy. And I've got a huge list of stuff now. So I'm going to be checking stuff off, and we're eventually going to get that new amp board, and it's going to be really good. So hopefully we should have a couple of music videos for you soon. I will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves, and peace.